After putting up with the relentless July heat and humidity, excessive in both terms, throughout much of this week, we finally got a break from it with highs in the upper 80s this afternoon, a good breeze out of the north, not to mention lower humidity. That certainly makes all the difference during the summertime. Fortunately, I do have us staying quiet and mostly sunny as we wrap up the weekend tomorrow. Down the line, I want to watch for slight rain chances with a front coming in on Tuesday and maybe another one by next Saturday. But even with those fronts on the way, we're going to be dealing with varying levels of July heat and maybe a little humidity too as we continue throughout the week ahead of us. But from 7th and Range Line, despite clouds that we've seen plenty of come on through throughout the course of the day and for much of this evening, we kept things pretty quiet, and that has allowed temperatures to rebound nicely. Finally, we drop back instead of the lower 80s, this time into the lower 70s for much of the area this morning. By about lunchtime, a lot of us were in the upper 70s to about the mid 80s. That felt rather refreshing, and certainly so did the highs of the mid to upper 80s from Joplin north and west, and even with the lower 90s across northeastern Oklahoma, it just felt better today that we had a north and northeasterly breeze behind the front, sustained at 5 to 15 during the day and even gusting over 20 miles per hour at times. As long as that light breeze is still in place with quiet skies up top, we are going to drop back, thankfully, into the middle to upper 60s, numbers that we haven't put in the forecast, I think, in quite a while. But looking at where we stand in terms of the overall weather setup, there's our last front continuing to sink away to the south of the region. I'm watching this next front, though, stretching from the northern plains into the northern Rockies. That's the next front that could be on the way in by Tuesday. As far as the jet stream setup upstairs, it's nice that the jet's right back on top of us. That keeps temperatures near normal, while the real heat and humidity has been shunted, at least for now, back to the west and south of the region. As long as we stay relatively near that jet, we are going to see temperatures at least drop off nicely throughout the course of the night. We'll drop back into the, let's say, middle to upper 60s, most of us around 67 to start tomorrow morning out. And even though we keep quiet throughout the day with dry air in place and a light breeze, that's actually going to mean a quick warm-up. So we'll be in the mid-80s by noon to get the afternoon started, and then pushing highs, plenty of us, back into the lower 90s. So your day planner, especially around the Joplin area, has us starting at 67, 85 by noon, and then pushing highs back near 92. But again, the humidity stays rather low, so we're not going to add much of a heat index, so it should still be okay for any outdoor plans. Then after we drop back into the upper 60s to lower 70s for Monday morning, that same setup, with, unfortunately, the return of some of that heat from the upper level ridge. That will push us back into the upper 90s on Monday. But then there's Tuesday. That front to the north and west comes on in, pushes that upper level setup back a little bit, maybe a few storms on Tuesday. But then as we go through the rest of the week, look at how the ridge just slowly wants to build back in. So we are going to have to see July heat at the very least kick back in as we head toward the end of next week. But 92 tomorrow, 98 Monday, 92 Tuesday, and then we're going to have to push highs back in the upper 90s to near possibly 101, certainly by Friday. So we got to get the heat back in here, but for now I'm thinking the humidity, for thankfully, fingers crossed, stays in check.
Good. The humidity, I think that's what ruins it all for me.
It just ruins any summer around here. It's like we could kind of take a dry heat, but when it feels like a sauna, I want out.
No. Absolutely.
No saunas. No saunas.
None of that. No. All right. Thanks, Nick.
All right.
Hey.